want to talk about masculine sexual energy. And also, with Tantra and the study of that, there's an understanding that we are all both have aspects of both female and masculine energies, and it's good to keep those things balanced. As far as with male sexual, hi everyone. As far as with male sexual energy, a lot of times men just are not aware of how powerful that can be and what a positive impact that can have in their life. And, if you just think about when you're a boy and you first started learning to pleasure yourself, you're usually doing things very quickly so that your parents don't rush in and catch you or whatever. And you kind of you train those neural pathways to where you have a release quickly. And in time, and then you repeat those patterns and your brain just makes that connection and you strengthen those neural pathways, and it just begins to be something that you do routinely. And so with Taoism and Tantra, and I'm also a nurse, so I'm quite well versed in anatomy and physiology, I try to help educate and retrain those neural pathways so that you can experience more pleasure and prolonged pleasure. And it will make it better for you and for your partner. Women, they take about 10 to 20 minutes to be able to have an orgasm whenever they're having intercourse. And so it's really important that men are able to, last at least 10 to 20 minutes. And if you're able to prolong everything, and even another thing I teach men is how to have orgasms without ejaculation. Once you're able to do that, you're able to continue having sex for hours, at a time, and you can really take your partner to heightened levels of pleasure, and it's just like nothing you've ever experienced. But a lot of us, we don't know that possibility because we never even are able to, stay in those moments and experience those levels of ecstasy. So on my blog, I have a section dedicated to masculine energy as well. I have one for feminine energies, and it just talks about things with how to have multiple orgasms and how not to drain your life force energy, because for many years Taoists for thousands of years, they've understood that your chi, or your life force energy, you can drain that by repeatedly ejaculating. And then there's a lot of speculation too that perhaps that's why women outlive men, because when we have an orgasm, it doesn't impact us and we're not as drained, where you see the man will fall asleep and the woman is still talking and ready to go. So if you're able to cultivate that energy and circulate it, and use these breathing techniques that I teach and circulate that energy through your body, you can use that energy and you harness it and let it build, and you don't always just, ejaculate quickly, and you experience orgasms without ejaculating. Then you can use that energy to move forward in other areas in your life. It will enhance your creativity. Hi everyone, thanks for the hearts. It increases your creativity, your drive, and you just are more charismatic because you just are able to take charge of your sexual energy and not have it control you, and not have that walk around being, in a kind of a sexually frustrated, drained mode as you're going through your day. So, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. It's quite a long process to teach someone, just because it has been years and years that you've done things the way you've done things. And that's okay. There's no shame in that. If we don't know anything different, then we don't know to try anything different. So one of the things is, men that our most creative, our chi energy is our life force energy. That is our most creative energy for feminine and masculine. We were all born from creative energy, unless you're like a test tube baby, but probably someone one of the parents, there was an orgasm that was being experienced. But we are all created from that. And so that is, by learning how to use that energy to move forward and create other things in your life that are amazing, it can be very life-changing and empowering. But just like an athlete, or just like going to the gym, you're not just going to have one session and then be able to get results. You have to, it is a practice, and you have to build upon that, and it can take up to 6 months to a year to have full mastery of this. But that's okay. You know, it'll be a lot of fun along the way as you learn. But even just one of the things that I would share with you is, even when you do pleasure yourself, just take a little more time and slow things down and really enjoy the sensations in your body, because your body is filled with nerve endings and our bodies are made to experience a lot of pleasure. And just kind of change how that pathway is and allow yourself to explore deeper senses, you know, heightened pleasure sensations in your body. And just try edging at first so that you can just kind of get to the point that you think you're going to release, and then just kind of play, you know, just try different things with your body to see what you can do to slow that process down. And again, no shame if you have a problem with that. You know, you just get to try again, which will always be a lot of fun. Okay, so I have a question here, so I'm going to look at this. Desensitizing. Yeah, I think that sometimes I appreciate your question. Sometimes, especially when we watch pornography or different things like that, you just kind of, you know, get into a rhythm and you can be very forceful whenever you are pleasuring yourself. And then you do decrease your sensitivity as well. And then you're just so much into reaching a goal, and things can happen so quickly. Because you're not paying, you just kind of get into the mental image of the fantasy part, and you're not really tuning into the sensations in your body. And that disconnect, it makes it harder when you are with someone, because you kind of still have those loops playing in your mind, and you're not able to be as fully present and connect with your partner to enhance the, you know, the pleasure that you have. Another thing that I want to share with you guys is that I would love to know other questions that you have, so I can share posts that you would enjoy as well. And I do get some questions. Sometimes people aren't so, if you go to my website link is on my Instagram link, and there's some other information that will lead you to the link tree. Makes it easier to show you guys where my blog is, my past YouTube video from last week if you want to view that again, and working with me and some other, you know, other great information, and put it in an easy format. Because I know when you go to my website, sometimes on the phone it's hard to really find, or you're not sure what's there, and find all the resources and the things that I have for you guys there. If you want to hire me and you work with me and you're not so sure how that will go, I also have something where you can just ask me a question. Because a lot of times people, they're not quite ready to work with me, or they don't think that they have the budget for that. But then they'll have a question and they'll pop it into my DM, but I just don't have the time with thousands of followers to answer everyone's questions individually when they're not someone that I'm working with. I am more than happy when you guys post something here and I can share the information with everyone that would be beneficial for everyone, because I'm trying to reach a larger group of people so that I can help everyone more. And so just spending time in my DMs and answering one burning question every time, that's not the best use of my time. Because just like I'm trying to teach everyone how to build and get the best out of their energy to create things in their life, I have to be mindful of my energy too, and where I'm focusing my energy and my attention so that I can reach my goals and pursue my purpose in this world. So I do have a link on there where you can just ask me a question. I'll send you like an audio file with an answer, and then you can get a little bit of understanding what it is like to work with me and the information that I have to share, and see how that is of value to you, and then go ahead and go from there. Another thing I have on, and I have a tab to link on Linktree, is a discovery call. So there's this place for a free discovery call. If you have questions or concerns and you would just like to have some more information, you could book a time for us to book a call and just see what would work best for you or what my recommendations would be. And so that's also another great thing. Okay. So how does a girl know she's had an orgasm? Sometimes when you're younger, you're not really sure. When you're not really sure about your body, you don't know those things. But I know for me, when I would self-pleasure when I was younger, I was having orgasms, but I didn't realize that. But then when I was with a partner for years, I never could orgasm. And so I was just like, oh, I'm not able to have orgasms. I thought I was frigid for like the first 4 years I was ever sexually active. So you just pay attention to your body, and I do have for women like a jade egg course that gets you more into having more intense orgasms and increasing the pleasure in your body. And sometimes we also have things that we need to work through where we kind of shut down, where we may actually be having orgasm or feeling pleasure, but because of their past trauma or other things or shame we have about it, we may be kind of tuning that out and suppressing it. So that could be a part of it as well. So it'd be, great again, like I would recommend to hop on a discovery call so I could go dive deeper with you and see, kind of what you're experiencing and what I would recommend for you. Let's see. And no judgment here, Loopy, like if you ask if someone's serious, I'm not sure what they had said though. But, I just want this to be like an open area. But yeah, there are sometimes women, they're not that in touch with their bodies because they've had such shame around it. So that's the reason. And I really appreciate you being brave enough to ask that question here because, and no one should say, do you not believe that? Because, men, it's very obvious in a male when they've had an orgasm. Not always so much with women. So, there's definitely some anatomical differences there that need to be addressed too. I am super happy to connect with you guys here. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to have a Yes Tantra Tuesday where I answer any questions that you guys have. Let's see here. What if it just feels really good? It is. A lot of it just anatomically, what I will say as far as Tantra is the energetics of sex, because you can actually have energy orgasms. So everything is not even so much as anatomical. Like sometimes I can have an orgasm just without even any penetration. So that's has no factor on, how well endowed the partner is or whatever. It's just if their energy is big and they're able to move that energy through you, that's better than anything. And it doesn't matter how tight or how well endowed or any of those things don't even play a part as you get into going higher with your sexual energies and being able to experience different levels of pleasure. And your brain is your biggest sex organ, so that's really important too whenever you start to connect. If you, on Miss Mora, I do have a lot of books that I recommend. I am located in San Francisco. And hey, thanks everyone for the hearts. I love that. I love when I share something that really resonates with you guys. There are multiple books that I could recommend. I've read so many. I have hundreds of books. I'm just such a, I'm an avid book reader. I always have been, and this is like one of my favorite topics. So I've read a lot. So I would like to just, if you want to schedule again and click on my link to Discovery Call and find a time so that we can go in and see what your needs and what you're really wanting to gain from a book, because I've read books on so many different aspects of Tantra and different techniques, and I would want to see which one would be best suited for you. I learned Tantra. I had several Tantra teachers. I learned Tantra from, one of my teachers was Sam Isadora, and then that's where I was first introduced, and then I went on and I pursued getting a certification from Sarasa Tantra with Caroline Carrington and Julia Tyndall. Caroline studied under Charles Muir, and Julia Tyndall studied under over 20 years ago with Margot Anand, which any of her books are amazing. I highly recommend her. And Margot Anand came with Osho back in the 70s over here to the West to bring Tantra to the West. So I've had some amazing teachers. And definitely DM me with a quick question that you have. I don't mind having a DM in to see if there's something that I can help you with, but just to give like a specific sexual answer to something that I get some people are like, oh, I want to be a great lover for my girlfriend tonight, and they just keep spamming me with, bombarding me with these questions, and it's just like, no, like respect my time. You just can't, be selfish with my time in the DM. If you really want to know some answers, then invest in your pleasure. You should take it seriously. We spend money on lots of things in this world. Making this much better and enhancing your pleasure in your body and using that as power for your life. I mean, I can't think of a better investment myself. So again, I got my teacher training certification from them, and I'm going to be adding my certificate on my website soon. But I learned from some really great teachers, and then I've gone to workshops, like book lectures by David Data, and I just constantly am learning. And we'll continue to do that. This is very important to me. And then I've been a healer, and I believe sexual energy is very healing. And I've been a healer. I've been a nurse for almost 30 years. Osho was from India. Yes, he's pretty amazing. And so he taught Margot Anand, and she taught my teacher over 25 years ago. And some of my teachers have been doing it, Julia Tyndall. So that's awesome. I researched and I made sure that I was learning from the best people, because I take this work very seriously, and I want to really be able to change the world with Tantra and have all of you experience more pleasure and breakthroughs with pleasure, because it really changed my life, and I just want to help everyone else. Yeah, it's really sad as a nurse when you see people at the end of their lives and they haven't had pleasure. You can see that they have a lot of pain in their body from sexual frustration or just unhappiness and misery that does lead to illness. So I would rather help people before they get to that point. Let's see, do you teach people? Oh, I do teach people in person, but I also do Skype. I do Skype sessions as well. And that's a really great thing. And then what I do is just show some techniques and talk about the techniques, and then give you time to do your home play. And then we can get back and communicate, like, how did that work for you, and keep building upon that. And I show different breathwork techniques and everything as well. So also, if you go onto my website, yestantra.com, and you go to my email list and subscribe, then whenever I'm planning events, because within the next year I'll be traveling more and doing events at different locations in Europe and the United States, and I will be sending out notifications to people to let you know my tour dates. So maybe I'm somewhere near you, and I'll be doing some smaller little workshops on Eventbrite. So definitely, keep that in mind. So subscribing to that email list so you know where I'm going to be, I highly recommend that, because I have a lot of great things that I want to share with you guys. I wouldn't want you to miss out on it. Oh, thank you, Vortasia. Love you. Thank you so much for the recommendation on the Daily Dozen. Vortasia did the Daily Dozen, which is a self-love email series, and she wrote me the most beautiful testimonial on that. She really gained a lot from it, and she's been studying Tantra for 3 years, and she said she wished she would have had something like that as an introductory, and it is an email course that goes over lots of self-love practices. Let's see here. KPH can't bring... Yeah, I was going to say, as far as, your blood sugars, definitely be sure that you're nourishing your body well and keeping your blood sugars at a stable level, because also, diabetes also does impact your sexuality and stuff, and that's why it's good to learn with your sexual energy and having orgasms energetically and not just anatomically only, learning the energetics of sex, because sometimes people have other problems when they don't know how to do that, with impotence and stuff related to the progressive disease of diabetes and how it can cause different neuropathies. So, but definitely nourishing your body and being sure your blood sugars are stable is key, and be sure you're hydrated and everything before you have a long session. Hey Nestor, so nice to see you here. I'm loving connecting with you guys here. We're trying to begin to, I don't know in Turkey. I'm not sure what you're really up against in Turkey to be able to share Tantra. The internet is a really great way though to reach people. So I'm not sure. If you want to pop me an email and maybe I have a suggestion for you, or we could collaborate on something, let me know. I'm open to that. Or you can reach me through my website. Talking, and then Hillary, talking that now. Oh, yes. Yeah, you're taking the course now. Oh, hey, Hillary. Yes, I see you. Body positivity. That's really great. So a lot of stuff with Tantra is if we haven't worked through some of our own BS of old patterns of doing things and body shame, or, we're not loving to ourselves enough, or we're not comfortable feeling pleasure in our body, it's not going to be that great. It's not going to be as easy to learn Tantra. What's the point if you haven't even mastered those things, or we've forgotten? Sometimes we lose we lose sight. We're such a goal-driven society, and we're the cost of living, and it's definitely can be a struggle. And so we get so busy, going to work and doing these things, we forget to take care of ourselves. And taking care of yourself first is key. Be a good lover to yourself. So I'm really glad that you're loving it. Oh yeah, thank you so much for Tasia for highly recommending that. Hi MC, and then that's one thing. Let's see, Royal Nation. That is a key thing. You don't need to have a partner to practice Tantra. It all first starts with you. First, you need to have self-mastery, master things in your own body. And then once you do that, in my Daily Dozen course, and there's a link on my website, on my Instagram link will take you there. The Daily Dozen is an email course that starts with that self-mastery and shows you how to be your best lover. Because when you're your best lover, then you can be a good lover when someone else comes into your life. Oh, thank you so much for the glasses. I'm just seriously I can see far away. My glasses are far away, but I can see close up good. So I'm I need to do I need the bifocals. That's what happens when you're about to be 50. But I'm wanting to do this book by Montauk Chia about strengthening your eyesight. There's a lot of things you can do with your sexual energy, so that's going to be something I'm going to work on. But I like the glasses too, so thank you so much. Miguel, thanks so much. Oh, you're in Belize. That's so awesome. Yeah, thanks, Miguel. My program is an email series, and it's just a way for people to have love, like an email delivery, like a love letter to yourself every day for 12 days to remind you how awesome you are, and just to love yourself, and that's where all pleasure begins. If you feel bad about yourself, it doesn't matter, what techniques if you're miserable. Let's see. Oh, Hillary, okay, thank you so much. It is a challenge for everyone, even for me sometimes. We can always be our own worst critic, and that one quote I like a lot is comparison is a thief of joy. So it's really great to remember, don't do that. Just honor yourself and be so grateful for who you are and all, how amazing of a person you are, because we're all amazing creatures. Oh yeah, Hasina, thank you. Yeah, being a great lover to yourself is so important. It's key. It's key to everything. And, my courses to work with me and to train, to train by the hour, and to, I'm going to be putting some package prices up there. It is more expensive because it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that I take my time to share with you guys, and it really will enrich your life. But the Daily Dozen is a more cost-effective way to kind of virtually work with me, and I guide you on some techniques and get you started without you having to put the big cost in there. And then you can just see, just in those little small things that I have to share with you, how powerful and impactful that can be, and then go from there and build upon that. Okay, so if you start practicing Tantra, a lot of it is self-pleasure techniques. For the females, I'm going to have a Jade Egg course coming up soon. I'm working on developing that now. But even I talk about self-pleasure in the Daily Dozen. So I recommend that. And if you guys subscribe to my newsletter at yestantra.com, I am going to give people that have on my newsletter, I'm going to be offering some special bonuses for you guys as well. So definitely check that out. Yes, Tantra's a lifestyle, yes, but not always. You don't have to do everything within that culture in your day-to-day life, or change the way you dress or whatever like that. But it will, the way you carry yourself and the way you move through life will be so different. I'm just my best version of myself, enhanced my life greatly and attracted more abundance and beautiful things in my life. Let's see. What do you think about a man who doesn't want to ejaculate? A guy told me that he doesn't want to lose his sperm because contains all your power and potential. So, that sperm and that energy, that is to create life, and you don't want to just be, losing that energy. So it really is great that he's cultivating that, and then he can still experience pleasure with you. And then sometimes as females, we have to not focus on that orgasm or feel like that validates whether they're enjoying the experience with us or if we're good lovers or not. If a man is able to take care of his needs and he values that, he's just not going to just squirt and jerk and squirt and not care about his his energy, and he's just wasting it away everywhere. That's not going to really be empowering for your relationship. or for him, and you want someone that knows how to take care of themselves and that isn't just, that understands more their power, their life force energy, and they value that, because that's actually going to be a really great person for you to be with, because they understand more than what meets the eye that a lot of people are missing out on. So that's really great. I know at first I had a partner that did that, and it was really hard for me to wrap my head around that. Literally, no pun intended. But I was a nurse, and I was just like, well, to avoid prostate cancer, I'm just trying to save you. You should be ejaculating and blah, 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 blah. And now that I've researched and read so much about Tantra, now I understand where his point of view on that and what he was trying to do. And so sometimes you reserve your energy so that you can get ahead in life, and you won't feel so drained. Is this like life force lost to women? Women lose their... Thanks so much, JJ. Women lose our life force energy. We lose that more through like menstruation and things like that. Those things can be very draining energetically. But I also teach practices. There's certain seals and stuff that you can do, like where you can hold your energy more in your body by strengthening your PC muscles and doing your breath work and all of those things to retain energy. So with Tantra, I teach people how to build that energy up in their bodies, and then how to retain it in their bodies and hold it there so that you can go out and create more in life. Thanks again. I'm so glad everyone tuned in. I will be sharing this video later as a repeat, and though if you happen to miss last week on Soulgasm, just click the link in my Instagram profile so you can view it now. And I really appreciate everyone's great response to that. And so I just was like, it motivated me and inspired me to just make Tuesdays the day that I am sure that I take some time out of the day, connect with everyone, and see what you guys need, because I'm creating more courses and I have more to share, but I really want to know where your level of understanding is and what you're hoping to gain or what your interest is, so that I can deliver this information in the best way for everyone to get the most out of it. So if you can't be working with me one-to-one, if you think you can't, there's Skype, or if you don't initially think it's in your budget, I'm going to be creating courses as well. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing any responses to this. Also, on my last post on Instagram, my topic was about masculine energy, and just bear with me as I change my format and my style of my Instagram. There's a reason behind it, and it's just I think I have a better way of sharing information with you guys so you can get the most out of my Instagram post and understand a little bit more about the content that I have to share. And so thanks so much. I appreciate everyone. Bye.